Good afternoon. We are here. Sorry, every time I get on here, then I'm like, I feel too short. Let me see. Okay, that's a bit better. Good afternoon, everyone. It is Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in cloudy Markham, Ontario. I am hoping this week will be a little more organized. No major emergencies turned up, so I was able to just get going today. Hopefully I have everything all set up for today's stamping demonstration. So for those of you who have never watched one of my Facebook Lives, I do try to do them every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's just my way of sharing stamping inspiration, letting you know what's going on in the Stampin' for Fun world, and yes, just a way to connect with those of you who love stamping. So anybody who joins in, even if you're watching the recording, feel free to comment. I always read them afterwards, and I like to read your comments and questions, and just know if you have any questions, you can always ask, and I'm happy to help. I love sharing stamping, so make sure you comment, and anytime I do take all the comments at the end of the week, and I enter them into a drawing. So 2 lucky people will win prizes after each Facebook Live. So make sure you say hello, say where you're from, let me know what you've been up to. So why don't we start our Facebook Live just with sharing a few things that are going on in the Stampin' for Fun world. So we'll do some announcements to start. Tomorrow is the last day to register for my Let It Ride Stamp-A-Stack. So let me show you the cards from that class. And whenever I do a stamp set based Stamp-A-Stack, I always feel like it's the best value because you actually get to create 8 cards. This class is only $47. You'll get to make 8 cards, 4 different designs, 2 of each design, and you actually get the stamp set included to go home with, or the stamp set is included in the cost of the class. So it's a great value, and this way whatever you stamp and create, you can just make more because you'll have the stamp set. So let me show you the cards for the Let It Ride Stamp-A-Stack. A number of people have already registered, so I do need to close off the registration basically tomorrow or very soon thereafter because I need to order the supplies in time. So the live class will be on, here's the cards. Okay, so you can see you're not actually just making the cards, but you're going to be learning some very cool coloring techniques in the class as well. And don't fret if you can't come to Markham for the class. You can always order this to go, and you'll receive all the pre-cut pieces, all the embellishments. So you'll even get the stamp set. So you just need to, use your own ink and any coloring tools that I use, but you'll get the photographs, you'll get detailed instructions on how to create these cards, and everything will be pre-cut, pre-embossed for you. So anyway, this is a really fun class, so even if you're not local, the date for the local class will be on May the 29th, the last Wednesday of the month. It'll be up here in Markham, so you can register for that. If you're not local, the packets will be mailed out to you like within that week, because I cut everything in preparation for the class, and then it'll get out within a week of when the class is being held. Okay, so don't think that you have to love horses to enjoy this class, because I feel like these cards would be appropriate for graduation, which is sort of the season that we're in, Father's Day, masculine cards, nature lovers, all that sort of thing. So that is one class, one announcement I want to tell you guys about. Because I'm taking registrations for that. Hi Mary, I think I see that you're on, so make sure you comment so you'll be entered into the drawing. Next announcement is just a reminder that online orders $40 or more will receive the instructions and the pieces to create the cards that we did in technique class this month. So we had a great time at class this month. It was so fun to play with all the little punches and that sort of thing. So any orders $40 or more will get the detailed instructions on how to create these fun punch art cards, and you'll also get all the pre-cut pieces and embellishments. So you just have to remember to do that. Hi Maureen, good afternoon. I'm glad to see you on. What other announcements? Okay, so I guess those are kind of the main announcements. Stampin' Up! Just announced something to us as demonstrators. They probably did it a few days ago, but I just noticed all the action today. Did you guys know that the stamp set Lovely as a Tree is retiring? So the stamp set's called Lovely as a Tree. Those of you who have been around with Stampin' Up! For a while might know this stamp set. Let me see whether I can show you the images from that stamp set. Hi Debbie, is it rainy where you are? Yeah, it's pretty gray and crummy out where we are here too. Okay, so this stamp set has been around for such a long time. I remember when I started Stampin' Up!, which was almost 11 years ago, and this was already touted as a classic, versatile stamp set. And every year it's always the game, is it still going to be around? And it's still around. But this time, it's the end for Lovely as a Tree. It is not carrying over into the new catalog. It has had its run. So let me show you. I've had this little, like their little set sampler books that have different samples. So I thought it'd be fun to show you guys the cards in the set sampler so that you can see all the different things for Lovely as a Tree. What I might do is actually flip the camera over now so that it might be better for you guys to see everything the right way. So we'll do a little farewell moment of silence. Hi, Karen, for Lovely as a Tree. And then I'll tell you the rest of the announcement that Stampin' Up! Gave because you'll probably get a little kick out of it. Okay, let me flip this over here so that you guys can see what's going on my craft table here. Okay. There we go. So this is the host code to use if you want to do any shopping, take advantage of the Rosie bundle or any of the retiring stuff. Because with your order $40 or more using this host code in May, before May 29th, you will get all the punch art pieces and instructions to create these cards. Okay, so back to Lovely as a Tree. Let me show you some of the samples. So this, if you don't have this set, I mean, I think everyone in the world actually has this set. But if you don't have this set, it is last chance. This set has been used on so many cards for so many years. Look at this one. Okay, so it's being used as a background here. This one, it's embossed. Can you see the copper embossing and silver embossing? So it works great for sympathy cards, thinking of you cards. This one's a retirement card. And those trees, you can stamp them in different colors and different heights, giving it a foreground and a background. Okay. Oh, here's another one. Okay, so many Lovely as a Tree cards. I mean, if you ever go to Pinterest and look up Lovely as a Tree, like thousands will probably come up. But this was just in my little set sampler here for Lovely as a Tree, so we'll have a moment of silence. Farewell, Lovely as a Tree. But anyway, related to this, so I'm sure you probably, every one of you watching probably already has this set. But if you don't, you know where you can get it. Get it from just genevieve.stampinup.net. Click the Shop Now button. You can add that to your cart. Really easy. But Stampin' Up! Was saying, don't forget about this, almost like it's like a cousin. Also a beautiful nature set. Maybe it's been hiding in the shadows. Behind Lovely as a Tree, but now that Lovely as a Tree is heading out, we can't forget that Rooted in Nature is available still. It is last chance to get the bundle. So there is, where is it here? I think it's here. The Nature's Roots Framelit Dies. You get, does it tell you here? 12 coordinating dies. So let me show those to you. Okay, 12 coordinating dies to go along with the stamp set. So when you buy them together right now, only with the existing catalog that ends on June the 3rd, you can get 10% off. Okay, so that's limited time. But the fun contest that Stampin' Up! Is doing is they're telling us as demonstrators, however many Rooted in Nature stamps, they're going to keep track of how many of these stamp sets every demonstrator sells. And the top sellers of this stamp set will get their name on a plaque. Believe it or not, Stampin' Up! Is planting a tree at the home office to commemorate this Lovely as a Tree stamp set. I mean, it's been around for so long, this stamp set. They're actually planting a tree, like they're retiring this set and they're planting a tree at the home office to commemorate this set that has been around for so many years. And so their little contest is that the top 3 sellers of this stamp set between now and June the 3rd of the Rooted in Nature stamp set will get their name on a plaque in front of the Lovely as a Tree at the home office. So it just makes me giggle. I love, you know, being a part of such a fun and enthusiastic company, the kind of company that would have a tree planted for the retirement of the stamp set. So if you want to help me out, and buy some Rooted in Nature stamp sets, I would of course encourage it. It would be a lot of fun to have my name on the plaque. But you know, I'm not getting my hopes up for anything, but of course, you are certainly welcome to enjoy this stamp set. It's a big stamp set. So this is also the last chance to get it in wood. I know not very many people purchase wood mount stamps anymore, but the wood mount is leaving with the next catalog. So this will still be available in the next catalog, but the bundle price will not be available and the wood mount version will not be available in the new catalog. Okay, so I thought for fun to kind of showcase this Rooted in Nature stamp set, I would love for any of you to enjoy this stamp set. I've done quite a few cards with it. I think I actually have, oh here, see, I have a baggy book for the Rooted in Nature too. So here's a few samples using that stamp set so you can see. One of the things I love about it is the words, the sentiment, the font here. Okay, and so you can see how the dies coordinate perfectly with the stamps. Can you guys see that? There we go. Okay, so that's my little baby book, but I thought I'd stamp a card for you. You guys ready to see some stamping? Everybody's very quiet right now. You're supposed to be commenting and letting me know you're there. What do you guys think of the contest? Isn't that funny? Okay, so what I'm going to do is we'll start with a Whisper White base. So let's grab, and so when I use Whisper White as a base, I like to use our thick cardstock. So we have Whisper White regular, and this is the Whisper White thick. Now just let me see whether I have a piece that works or I'll have to cut. Nope, I've got one all set here. Sometimes when I have extra class packets, it's all set. So this is the regular card base, 8.5 by 5.5 inches. And so you'll have to score it and fold it in half. And then what I'll do is, so again, the thick base just gives a little bit of sturdiness to the card that you wouldn't otherwise have with our regular Whisper White. Then I'm going to use the Early Espresso, and I am going to cut it at 4 inches by 5.25 inches. So those of you just joining, I think some people just joined in. Don't forget that I enter in you in a drawing when you make comments. So don't be shy. Introduce yourself and let me know that you're watching and where you're from. Okay, and so then we've also got some of this beautiful Nature's, I think it's called Nature's Poem Designer Series paper. So this is still available while supplies last. So let me show you some of the designs in this paper. I'm going to use this one today, but they're all double-sided. Okay, so beautiful nature-themed DSP. Okay, so again, only while supplies last, but it coordinates great with this stamp set. Okay, so I think that's, oh, here's one here. Okay, so you can see just the different options of the DSP. But I am going to use this one. Again, I think it's using Tranquil Tide, which is another retiring color. And I'm going to trim it to 3 3/4. Okay, so we'll Give it a little slice here, 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Oh, I think I might be off the camera there. 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Okay, so that gives us our layers for the card. And then I'm going to take some Whisper White cardstock. So I'm just going to use the regular Whisper White because it's not for the base. This is just for the, well, I don't think I have a scrap. I'll have to use this big piece. And we'll just slice it here. I'll just slice it in half at 4 1/4 so that I've got lots of room to play with. And I am going to stamp with the Rooted in Nature stamp set. Okay, so let's do that. If you're joining in late, you may have to go back and listen to the whole story, but Stampin' Up! Is doing a little fun contest with Rooted in Nature to see how many Rooted in Nature sets they can sell. So, so I thought, oh, why not have fun with it and stamp a Rooted in Nature card for you guys today. Okay, so I'm using the Early Espresso ink to match with the cardstock that I chose. Okay, I know it is such pretty paper, right? Okay, there we go. I'm going to hold this up. Hopefully you can see the detail. Sorry about the shadow, but hopefully you can see the detail in that stamp. Like that is Hallmark Stampin' Up! Stamps, right? Like it's got such detail. It's almost like you can feel the shadow and the shade that this great tree is providing. Okay, so let me move this ink over here, and the other thing I want to stamp, maybe I'll just do it on the bottom here, is I'm going to stamp the sentiment. I really like the Be Strong, Be Happy, Be You, so we're going to use that. Is there anyone else out there that has lots of wood stamps? I actually have quite a few wood stamps. They'll just be staying on my shelf until I'm done with them. Okay, so there you go. Be strong, be happy, be you. Okay, so let's move that out of the way, and we are now going to use the circle dies. Where did I put my circle dies? Hello, circle dies. Okay, so the layering circle dies, no fear here, they are carrying over. I'm going to use the scalloped one and the largest of the scallop and the circle. You can tell these are really well loved. The piece of paper is about to fall apart with them. Okay, so let's cut that out. I'll use the big shot. Let's see if we can make some room here. Okay, and we'll cut this out. So I'm going to cut the tree out using the large circle. Okay, so no fear, it is cutting off a tiny bit of the edge, but I'm just centering the trunk kind of in the middle, and we'll cut that out. And then I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut out the scallop circle piece. Most of you probably know this trick, but sometimes it's good to be reminded of this little trick. Okay, so we've got the circle here. Okay, now I'm assuming you all have big shots because they're very useful. But if you don't have one, now's a good time to get it because they're also while supplies last at our store. So this layer that I had for the card base, hi Joy, it goes like this. So you're not actually seeing the middle of the Early Espresso cardstock. It's being glued onto the card base, and then this DSP is hiding it. So I'm just checking to see if we can sneak a little circle that I need to mat this. We can sneak it out of here, and that way we're making the best use of our paper. Okay, so that's sometimes a fun little trick to do to make the most of our paper, but you just have to make sure it's pretty centered so that you don't see the circle that you've cut out. Okay, so let's roll that through. Okay. And then we'll finish up our card. Oh, I think I forgot to take out my snail. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Okay, so see this piece? It shall not be wasted. We're going to glue it now onto here. Okay, and then we'll glue this on top. How many of you guys do that little trick? It's a great use of paper. Let's find my snail. Hello, snail. Okay, here I have a snail, but it needs to be replaced. So you'll also today get a lesson on how to refill your snail. So this is one of the snail refills. Hi, Mary. Okay, so you just, before you refill your snail, make sure you take this yellow piece out. There is a little oval button here, right here. You're just going to press it and pop this one out, and then you can slip the next one in. Okay, it should click right in. Okay, so let's glue that on. And then, so that circle is being hidden underneath, which is great. Okay, and then we'll put the DSP, the Designer Series paper, right on top, so no one would even know that you are being economical with your cardstock. Oh, no, we're not going to stick that on yet because I forgot. I wanted to put some ribbon. Do I have my ribbon here? I'm using this crumb cake seam binding ribbon. We'll just tape it at the back. I think it just gives another little, you know, using natural colors like crumb cake, early espresso. It's always nice to just give that outdoorsy feel. So I'll just tape it at the back. This is where I'm just going to use a little bit of Scotch tape. It's funny, it's hard for me to read the comments because I'm not wearing my glasses. I'm still in that stage where it's like, I need the glasses to read, but I don't need them if it's really bright or big or something, so I don't have the glasses all the time with me. But definitely when I go out to restaurants, for a long time I was in denial, and I was like, oh, the lights at this restaurant are so poor, the lighting's very poor, or the menu font is too small. But then there comes a time where it's like, oh, wait a minute, maybe it's no one else's problem, maybe it's my problem. Okay, of course I can't find the end of the tape anymore. Okay, so we'll just nail this on so that we can get the ribbon on, hopefully. Maybe. Here we go. Okay. There we go. So now we've got our little extra seam binding ribbon there, and put that on top. See, I see that Joy is making a comment, but I can't read it. I'll have to read it later, Joy. I don't know. My eyes are really getting worse. I used to be able to read comments on Facebook Live. Okay. Okay, so let's, we'll pile this on top. Okay, we can use some dimensionals here to pop it up. Okay. Yes, I think it is an age thing. I saw Maureen type something about the age. Okay, different ages have different abilities. I got together with my book club girls last night. We don't read books anymore, but we still call ourselves the book club girls. And here, so what I'm going to do now is take this sentiment and just cut it out. But I'm going to cut out each piece individually. So I went out with the book club girls last night, and we were joking about how really we have come, like at this age, we feel like we have learned so many life lessons. We feel so much smarter now than we used to. We know so much more about the ways of the world and of life. But it's just too bad that our bodies are falling apart. Otherwise, we could take over the world with our new great wisdom from having lived this long. But it's too bad that we can't see that well. You know, our knees aren't as good, hips not as good, hearing going down the tubes. So it's just funny how that works. When you finally gain the wisdom that you've been wanting all your life, you can't even apply it as much as you'd like to just because your body isn't as great as it used to be. Okay, so let's, we'll just snip this out. I very rarely do fussy cutting. You know I love this sentiment when I'm actually taking the time to fussy cut it out. Because I think it's, I mean, it's fun the way it is, but I think it's even more fun to cut it out. See? Isn't that, here, I'll hold it up. See, isn't it fun to kind of cut apart the sentiment and kind of put it where you want to? Okay, so let me glue that down. My trusty silicone mat. Whoa, guys, I almost slipped on a Big Shot plate there. That would have been a disaster of unparalleled proportions if I had broken my leg during a Facebook Live. You'd hear me lying on the floor, writhing in pain. Anyway, but fortunately, I did not fall. Okay. You're supposed to be picking up our spirit. Sorry. Sorry, I should be... but you know, don't you think that's funny? Unfortunate, but funny. Okay. Well, I don't know whether it would pick up your spirits. I almost just about fell on my big shot plate there. Be strong. Be you. Be happy. Okay, so we won't worry about that. We are going to be strong, be happy, be you. And why not add a little bit of jazz to this? I can't help it. Got to put on a little bling or embellishment. I'm only up the road. You can rescue me. Okay, if I had fallen and broken my leg, absolutely. Oh, it's good to know that I have friends nearby. Thank you, Joy. Okay, so I'm just going to take one of the trinkets that coordinate with the suite, and I'm just going to pop it on with our friend, the glue dot. Okay. There we go. And then let's use some of that Nature's Poem twine. So this is twine that comes in a 3-pack. There's this color, sort of like a crumb cake color. There's a Blackberry Bliss color, and then a Mint Macaron color. So the 3 twines come together, but I thought I'd use this one to go with our sort of nature theme that we've got going here. And it's funny, lots of people ask me to tie the bows. I have no problem doing that in class. Helping out tie the bows. There. Okay, so let's put another glue dot, and that should finish it off. Okay, so that's the little card stamping that I wanted to share with you today. Oh, thanks, Karen. I'm glad you like it. I know it'll be sad to see this designer series paper leaving, but I know we're getting some other new ones in the catalog. But just remember, it's kind of the last chance to nab some of these last chance items, like the designer series paper, and I think even the ribbon might be heading out too. But yes, don't forget to take advantage. Get the Lovely as a Tree if you don't have it already, although I'm sure pretty much everyone has it. And then if you want to order that Rooted in Nature, especially with the bundle, saving 10% off, you can do that. Just head to genevieve.stampinup.net. Just use this host code here, and that way I'll make sure that you get the card kits mailed to you. They'll be mailed directly to your door, the card kits, just like this. So it'll give you a little Stampin' Fun, and you'll just need to use your own ink. And, you know, all these little sentiments could probably be substituted. The Foxy Friends one is the only one that would be hard to do if you didn't have that stamp set. But you could certainly create something else here if you didn't have that stamp set, because I'll pre-cut the windows for you. It's still great. And then you'll receive the detailed instructions on how to create them as well. Okay, so it doesn't have to be Rooted in Nature that you purchase, but anything you purchase $40 or more on my online store using this host code will get you the instructions and the class kit mailed to your door. Okay, so that's fun. I hope you enjoyed the stamping today. Let me flip this around. And then if you guys have a couple more minutes, I just wanted to share something else with you. Okay, so there we go. We got it flipped around there. Oh, I'm glad you liked it, Donna. Okay, so let me close this ink pad. I am notorious for leaving ink pads open and then shoving my hand into it by accident. So if you watched last week's Facebook Live, remember I was so discouraged that I had lost the team swap cards, but I found them. I found them the other day, and I said, I must show you all. Our team gets together once a month. We do swapping, and last month's theme, or I guess this month's theme, May's team swap, was on retiring items. So I just thought I'd show you some of the cards that I got in the swap. It was great. Let's see, I'm trying to take it out of the cellophane so that you can see it more clearly. This is Veda. She's been a Team Stick girl for a while, and she is like an artiste. And artiste. Oh, Maureen wants to know where. Yeah, I even texted Maureen. I was so happy I found them. I'm like, I found them. They were in, there's a little bag that I kind of have tied underneath one of my desk, and it's my mail bag. So sometimes when I have to mail stuff, I just put it in that bag, and then when I go to the post office, I reach in there and grab the stuff out. So I guess I had put all these cards in there just to get it out of the way, but they weren't going to go in the mail, so I don't know why I put them in there. So look at this. I want you to see the details. So this stamp set will be leaving. I think it's called Asian. Oh, someone will need to tell me. Artistically Asian, I think. But I love it. But can you see? She did like a 3D frame. And we actually learned how to do this frame in one of our team meetings, I think, or maybe at Stamp Camp, I can't remember. So she has been making all different kinds of frames, and so she put one on this card. It's so gorgeous. If I had found these earlier, I could have given it to my mom for Mother's Day or something. Okay, what else have we got here? I don't know if I'm going to show them all to you, but here's the Foxy Friends stamp set that I mentioned is leaving. So this one was from Marnie, and she turned the foxes into raccoons. Isn't that cute? Okay, so that's another retiring one. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I didn't even check. I don't know if maybe this one's retiring. I can't even remember what it's called, but I love it. It's so cute. I don't know who made this one. There's no name on it. Anyway, one of the Team Stick girls made this cutie. Okay, and here is my card. Much nicer than the one that I did on Facebook Live last week. This is a retiring host set called Hand Delivered. So you can get this one free with your minimum $200 order. You can either call me with an order, or you can shop on my online store, and then you can choose this stamp set as your freebie. But yes, okay, I feel like this is the proper way that it should have been done. But anyway, here's another retiring one. I don't know who made this one. I don't think they put their name on the back. But it's using that, that candy sweet in the Occasions catalog. Let's see. This one. This is from Sophie Ouellette. Look at the cactuses. Again, can't remember the name of the set at the moment, but it's in the Occasions catalog. It is retiring. So it's so fun to be part of our team. I get inspired by my team members all the time. Oh, this is from Audrey. She's using, I think this is the Abstract Impression stamp set. I don't know if it's retiring, but I know the bundle is retiring. So it's the last chance to kind of get 10% off that. So yeah, it's so fun to be inspired by other team members. It's fun to have our team meetings. So we get together every month, and the girls who are long distance, they can just join in on Facebook Live. We have an exclusive team Facebook page. So yeah, it's great to be the Team Stick Stampers. I love the girls on my team. They're like my Stampin' family, and we do have a lot of fun. So if you've ever wanted to be part of a stamping community, I would really encourage you to join the Team Stick Stampers. Take advantage of the starter kit. Now is a great time because you can put in new product as part of your starter kit. And I'd love to welcome you to the team. Anyway, I wanted to show you some of those cards. Here's the last one here. Oh, maybe two. This one's from Marnie. It's using the Needlepoint Nook stamp set and the coordinating paper. And then I think this is the Amazing You stamp set. Also saying farewell. So there's so many great things that are leaving. If you're in love with any of them, don't miss out. Make sure to do a little shopping. I think the wreath one is the I had it at the time when I was looking at it. I'll have to post it for you, Sherry. It is I had it a minute ago, but it just left me. I'll look it up for you and I'll let you know. Okay, so thanks for joining me today for my weekly Facebook Live. You can join me next Tuesday, and don't forget to comment and let me know what you enjoyed about the video, or what you enjoyed about stamping, or where you're from. I love to read your comments, and I'll choose, I'll have a drawing for 2 winners. Even if you're watching the recording, don't be afraid to comment. So thanks for joining in, and we'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.